Gwakola naye nga nkawankawanka mu basajja. Abavubuka abeesunga babi. Akuwa olubuto n'akwesa n'okusuubiza. Emyaka 17
I am 17 years old, but due to school fees, I ended up in primary 7.
Kati waliwo omuvubuka yansanga yalina ssente kuba yalina clinic n'agamba agenda kunsasulira nagenda akamala kusabira ngenda musinyawo.
One day, I found a young man who promised to sponsor my further education in a hairdressing course.
Kati nga mpitanga okugenda ewe nawo matamanyi tukira yali nga saponsa nengendayo nasomala n'emyezi 2 nefuna olubuto. Nanziddewo waka nantwale wa anko we kuba yanziddeyo waka nga matamanyi.
I got pregnant while pursuing my course. When I found out, he took me to his uncle without my mother's consent. But worst of all, he dropped me there without help. He could abandon my calls whenever I could seek help. Nembaleka saabagamba kuba nali ngenda bagamba agamba oba oli lubuto todda nensireka saabagamba.
Kati embeera eno gy'olimu omwana ali eyo alina emyaka egya wansi
yali nsoma ayige omulimu gw'alina okuyiga oba okusoma ng'abazadde bamuwolerera asome
ate atasoma nga ssente tewali
afuna omulimu gw'akola naye nga nkawankawanka mu basajja.
This is a story of a 17-year-old girl, name withheld, from Malangala Village. We found her at Malangala Health Centre III while she had come for her antenatal care. According to the attending nurse at the health center, they have experienced a high number of teenage pregnancies in their area, with the highest number being 5 per day. The nurse explains that many lack information on sexual and reproductive health, a reason they are trapped into such cases.
Tulina olunaku lwabwe lwa Thursday naye abapya tusobola okufuna abawala nga 5 olunaku. Kati ne tubagambanga kubanga olunaku lwabwe lwakuna tuba grouping according to their weeks of amenorrhea and oba the lwanazaala biki byali ne age groups bwezityo. Kati tuba grouping buli lwakuna lwe tubafuna ku antenatal day yaabwe. Ng'osanga omuvubuka n'akugamba nze baŋŋamba mu gundi first sexual intercourse tofuna lubuto. So you see, babeera tebali informed.
According to the district health officer, Mityana District, Mr. Vincent Kaoya, Mityana has had higher cases of teenage pregnancies compared to other districts, especially in Malangala and neighboring villages.
Problem, and in Mityana we are still having, it is very big because we have, I think, 23% of pregnancies are teenage pregnancies, and they are majorly in the sub-counties of Namungo, which is neighboring Malangala. There is Banda, just there we have a youth-friendly service, and Butayonja. We are looking at between 12 years and 18, but I must say the biggest burden is between 12 and 16 years.
This he attributes to parents being unable to retain their children in school.
But this is one of the areas or the avenues that we are trying to use to reduce on the teenage pregnancies, but we are also working with our partners to keep the children in school.
First of all, it's a huge problem. It's not just Malangala sub-county, but it's also in Mani sub-county, and both are in the Suju constituency, and it's unfortunate. What we need to do is to, first of all, make family planning available or accessible to our young girls and teenage girls for them to ensure that they don't have early pregnancies. But also, as a woman member of parliament, I have supported many of them because some of them return to school, others don't return to school, but they have to have a living. So I've supported them, giving them sewing machines so they can be able to work and get some money and look after their children. But also, we have encouraged them to return to school if they can. It's unfortunate, and we have provided alternative policy regarding reproductive health as the opposition. We hope that when we get to power, that can be implemented. Before it is implemented, we can only do so little as leaders, but we have had workshops about reproductive health. We need family planning services accessible to teenage girls. We need to have them do something, and we need to keep our children in schools.
With all these recurring challenges, Team Up Uganda, through Action for Health, constructed a block for Malangala Health Centre III to ensure access to health care, sex education, and sexual and reproductive health rights.
Young people to be able to access health services, youth-friendly health services from the centers, but also from their peers. So we do peer facilitation sessions where we equip them with accurate information on sexual reproductive health and family planning. And on recent, we've integrated the services as the government and Ministry of Health advises us to do so, including immunization, but also HIV/AIDS, issues of gender are core to us because all these in one way or another affect the health seeking behavior and health outcomes for the young people.
Okay. Programs that are being supported by Action for Health to support children remain in school or become productive to reduce the teenage pregnancy.
According to the annual Police Crime Report 2024, there was a 16.3% decrease in reported cases of gender-based violence from 14,846 in 2023 to 12,424 in 2024. When it comes to sex-related offenses, a total of 14,425 cases, representing 6.6% of the overall registered crimes, were reported compared to 14,846 in 2023, indicating a decrease of 2.8%. Out of the 14,479 persons that were victims of sex-related crimes, 12,202 were female juveniles, 61 were male juveniles, 74 male adults, while 2,142 were female adults. This indicates that sexual violence is still a significant concern, with rape and defilement cases still high. It is persistent, with the women and girls disproportionately affected by gender-based violence. But what could be the most pressing challenges when it comes to reporting these cases? Yvonne Laroni from Rising Voices says there are complexities in the law that restrain child-related cases.
A child has been defiled, you have washed their clothes, you have done all these things, and there is no evidence. Even when the person has been caught red-handed, court will want some kind of evidence. And so there also needs to be a lot of community sensitization of what counts. But also the court themselves need to be a bit lenient. Of course, it would not want the wrong people to be arrested for a crime they did not commit. But we also want a bit of lenience, especially when we are dealing with children, so that they are able to speak up and able to get the justice that they deserve.
According to Doreen Sampa, Programs Officer at the Uganda Media Women's Association, UMA, such cases call for gender-sensitive reporting and inclusion so that victims' voices can be heard and perpetrators brought to justice.
Many cases of defilement, there are many cases of rape. And so we're saying, how do we come in? Because now addressing GBV requires a multi-sectoral approach. It requires approaches from different stakeholders. And here we're saying, how do we add a brick onto this struggle?
Nagujja Serena, NSTV.